Hey, what's up with you guys? I don't know, man. I don't think the MCU is ever gonna get back to the golden ages of the Infinity Saga. Never. What happened to the good Marvel movies, man?
Marvel hasn't been the same since Endgame.
The MCU is dead. Ever since the newest MCU movie, The Marvels, have came out, you can't get on social media without seeing one of those comments. There are even news articles asking, how can the MCU get their magic back? And every time I see comments or headlines like this, I can't help but to chuckle. Because the actual difference between the MCU right now and, I don't know, let's say 10 years ago is actually very little, if anything. Now, when I say very little or nothing has changed in the MCU over the past 10 years, let's just take Phase 1 and 2 and compare it to Phase 4 and 5. Outside of the Avengers bookending each phase, what's actually different? Both sets of phases served a way to introduce new characters, and both sets of phases had absolute bangers. Like Phase 1 and 2 actually had Captain America and the Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, the first Iron Man movie. But Phase 4 and 5 also gave us Spider-Man No Way Home, Loki, and when we were all cooped up in our houses, it gave us the only thing to talk about in WandaVision. However, here's where I get irritated and a lot of people's revisionist history starts to kick in. Because people swear that every movie in the Infinity Saga was universally praised. And newsflash, come here, it wasn't. Because with these comments, you always get these people saying, bring back Infinity Saga movies. But do you want to know what movies they never bring up? Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, and probably the worst movie of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, Thor: The Dark World. I know I do this a lot, but who is this? Can anybody name him by name? Who is this? Without Googling. And I know what you're thinking. The difference between those phases and the phases right now, everything was planned. Phase 1 and 3 was planned. They had a through line. They saw where we were going. After all, Thanos was introduced at the end of Avengers. So obviously Thanos was always the end game. Well, I'm just here to tell you that you are absolutely wrong. Because according to the new MCU guidebook, Thanos was just gonna be the next big bad of Avengers 2, and Joss Whedon actually had to step in and say, hey, no, stop. Thanos is much more of a bigger threat than just a one-off villain. And actually, when you think about it and you go back and watch the movies, the Infinity Saga was actually a fantastic and happy accident. And a lot. And I do mean a lot of stuff does get retconned. And I'm not just talking about Terrence Howard and Edward Norton. And deep down, when I think about it, when Avengers Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty actually come out, I honestly feel that people are going to look back at this saga as fondly as we do the Infinity Saga. The main reason that people look back on the Infinity Saga so fondly is because of Phase 3, because Phase 3 was absolutely amazing. Civil War, Black Panther, Spider-Man, the introduction of Spider-Man in the MCU, that cannot be understated. Thor Ragnarok, Doctor Strange, and I'm not even gonna mention, because you guys already know about Infinity War and Endgame. And if you think about it, if Phase 1 and Phase 2 mirror Phase 4 and Phase 5, well, that must mean that Phase 3 is gonna mirror Phase 6. Deadpool 3, Blade, Fantastic Four, possibly Spider-Man 4, Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. And if you're a comic book fan, you already know that Secret Wars is just like Endgame on steroids. I truly believe that a lot of this criticism that the MCU has been getting is because Marvel, and this is weird to say, but the MCU is too mainstream. With Marvel Studios being one of, if not the biggest studios in the entire world, every little speed bump is gonna be a headline. There are several reasons, and I truly do mean several reasons that the Marvels might have flopped at the box office. And every studio has these stumbles. They're just not the biggest franchise in the world. So everything is literally under a microscope. For all those who's been claiming that the MCU has been dying since Endgame, I just want to know when. Because during the pandemic, when we were all secluded from each other, we were all saying, hey, Mephisto's coming, Mephisto's gonna come. And that's what bonded us together. I'm looking at you, Eric Voss. The last thing I want to bring up is this superhero fatigue that I've been hearing a lot about. Do you want to know when the first time I heard about superhero fatigue? It was in 2013 when Thor: The Dark World came out, and it was one of Marvel's worst movies. And an article came out saying, hey, is Marvel doing a little too much? Is there superhero fatigue? That was in 2013. 10 years ago. Listen, superhero movies are just not unique to this time period. Are more coming out? Yeah, but they're more popular now. And for the people that grew up with Iron Man, that started this thing in 2008, if it's not for you anymore, that's fine. Don't watch it. And for the people that say that the MCU is dead, how can it be dead when it's the only thing anybody talks about? And because Marvel is based off of comic books, guess what? They're gonna expand. And you hear these people all the time, well, I can't keep up with everything. Do you think every Marvel nerd keeps up with every comic book? Absolutely not. So you know what that means? Every Disney Plus show, every movie isn't gonna be for everybody. So don't feel bad. Hey, did I see this? Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, to understand this. Do you really think that everybody saw the first 21 movies of the Infinity Saga before they watched Infinity War and Endgame? I don't think so. Here's the thing. Trolls will be trolls. Every movie or every TV show is not going to be for everyone. And guess what? That's okay. I truly feel like Marvel's in a good place and everybody just needs to calm down. Comment below. Let me know what you think. I'm excited for Phase 6. If Phase 4 and Phase 5 wasn't your bag, that's fine. It's fine. But you can't tell me that you're not excited for Phase 6. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.